Hello, and I hope you're all having a lovely summer. And today we're going to have a Christmas thrift for our Christmas in July. Hello! We're going to begin very shortly here with a tree. And I do believe this is a ceramics hobbyist piece, but it's quite lovely. And I think over this last year, I've been able to pick up 8 or 10 of them. And just before Thanksgiving, I will set up for Christmas, and I'll share the little forest I'm building with you then. Here we have a lovely little assortment of brooches. This little one is probably from the 1950s, and I'm going to put this one in my jewelry box. But with the rest of the brooches, we're going to do a craft very shortly. Here's a pretty set of bells. And a lovely candle. A wreath with a little bell in it. And a lovely little tree. Now these brooches have been floating around the bottom of the brooch box at the thrift store for almost a year now, and I decided I'm going to pick them up and we're going to do a craft out of them. I think they're all very pretty. Nothing particularly special other than the little candle that is vintage. And here we just have an assortment of Christmas craft items that I picked up on 50% off day. This little tray of bells came off another item that I'm going to share with you shortly. The little mark on that label means 50 cents or $1, but on 50% off day I only paid 50 cents for the bells. This little tree was $1 before it's 50% off markdown, and the little bells that are in that vintage ashtray came from this little tree. But we're going to do something special with that also in the next couple of weeks for our Christmas in July. There's a little assortment of plastic reindeer. I thought those were adorable. I think they were about $1. This little bundle of plastic lights. Those will come in handy for our craft. Some little rickrack. If you see that rickrack, pick it up because it doesn't show up in the thrift stores much anymore, and when it does, it doesn't last very long. This little bag of gingerbread men I thought was particularly adorable. It was 75 cents, but someone put a lot of work in them, and they have been in someone's craft box for quite some time because the little buttons on them are vintage. And I imagine they're probably from, very potentially from the 70s. It's a very different sort of felt that was used, very wool-like. So I'm going to finish those off sometime this fall, and I'll share that finished product with you later. I thought they were very cute. This one has suffered quite a bit. Oh no! Remember Mr. Bill? Reminds me of Mr. Bill. Such a surprised look on his face. Now this lovely piece, this is a revisit of an item I shared with you last fall. And what I'm going to do is we're going to revisit some of the items as we begin relisting things in the eBay store. It lights up and it's quite lovely. And in everyday light, the little cathedral has a slight pink tint to it. But it will be listed in the eBay store within the next couple of weeks. Now these wonderful little candles are vintage, and they can fetch up to $17 a set. And these I will probably list a little closer to Thanksgiving. And at that time I'll maybe revisit them again and tell you a little bit more about that type of candle. Now this lovely piece is a candle, and it is finished very much like sugared fruit with glass beading. Very fine glass beading. I have to repair that right there. I picked this large pair up for $1. It was originally $2, but it was 50% off day. And believe it or not, it had been sitting at the thrift store for more than 3 weeks. And it's so lovely, I couldn't believe it had been moved around, but no one purchased it. And it came with a little friend. Now this one was 50 cents and there's not a mark on it. It is again sugared or with little glass beads. It's called sugared fruit, but these indeed are candles. If I do list these, I will not list them until somewhere around late October, early November, because they are candles. This beautiful little votive I will be listing very soon with the other Christmas items. And it is by a company called Nord, and I can find no further information on that. And it's not marked on in any way identifying with that company, but when I did research it, I found one exactly like it that had been associated with that company. This spectacular little pair of reindeer, I just love it. It is acrylic, and I'm going to be doing an acrylic pour this summer, and I'm going to make some miniature candles for these little fellas, and they are going to join my mid-century Christmas decor. I believe I paid $1 a piece for them. They had actually been sitting on the shelf for a while also, and I finally picked them up. Now this handsome fellow, I thought he was just adorable. And when I bring cloth items home, I spray them down with hydrogen peroxide. His legs are weighted, and he's suitable for putting on the back of a chair or a banister. And I'm going to take the time and I'm going to make a pattern from him and make some duplicate little friends for him. I'm going to keep this little guy and I'm going to sell what I make. But he was $1 and I just was very excited to find him. I think he's wonderful and adorable. This handsome fellow, I will be listing him with the angel in the cathedral. I did find him last fall, so we are revisiting him. And he's a very, very heavy glass, and he has a wonderful little family of penguins in his stomach, and he's very well made, and someone will enjoy him for Christmas. These sweet little fellows, we're going to make a project out of them, and I believe they were $1 a piece. And I'm going to keep these for my Christmas tree. Once again is our little tree, and we're going to do a special project very soon with this. And I was really delighted to find it, and I wanted to show it to you again. And here we have some wonderful pressed glass amber candlesticks, wonderful for Thanksgiving. I paid $1 each for these. They had been sitting on the counter for some time at the thrift store, and it was very busy that day, and I was surprised that no one picked them up. And so I felt very fortunate to find them also. I will probably list these closer to Thanksgiving along with the candles. Here again we have 2 samples of sugared fruit. Now very often the glass that is used to adorn these fruits is from Germany. I do not know where these are made, but they're sturdy floral picks. I'm going to use them for a different project. I pick the sugared fruit up whenever I can find them. And here again, we have some more. Now, I was very fortunate, and something that all of us who are around 5'2" need to remember is always look up, because that's where I found these. And it was similar to how I found this set of Maddox ducks last fall. I looked up on the very top shelf, and there they were for $2, and I was just thrilled. But these little sugared fruits were hanging from a hook above the Christmas items in the Christmas section of the thrift store, and I think they're absolutely lovely. There are a few that need a little touch up, but I'll share that process with you very soon. But these are just beautiful, and I was very fortunate. I'm going to take these strands apart and make individual ornaments out of them and sell them individually as ornaments at the local craft fairs for the holidays. This lovely strand has very different fruits on it, and so it will be a very nice assortment. There's pears and pomegranates, crab apples. Very pretty. They're simply lovely, and I'm delighted with them. Thank you so much for sharing your time with me. Please like, subscribe, share the channel with your friends, and please hit the notification button and share in the comments below what you think. Have a lovely, lovely day and a wonderful summer.